We have a special guest, Tea and Honey. I love that. That's like
Isn't that
so
great?
clever and cute. Can I pick her up?
Absolutely you can, yeah.
She's such a little sweetheart.
Isn't she?
So tell us about like what makes her special, because I'm not familiar with her.
No, and you know what? Even sometimes a lot of Strawberry Shortcake collectors aren't if they're not familiar with the animation.
Yeah.
Because what's interesting about her is she made her debut in an animated special in 1981, Strawberry Shortcake in Big Apple City. This is the record soundtrack. There's TN. And she was featured very prominently in it.
Tea and Honey is a scientist and inventor. She comes all the way from London, England. Jolly ho! Tea, I want you to meet Strawberry Shortcake.
It's a great pleasure.
Quite. Ditto. Pip pip and all that. Strawberry's here for the big TV bake-off. I say, smash what? Good chef.
And over the next year or so, she was on gift wrap. She was on a beautiful calendar. In fact, this is some concept art by Frances Kariotakis of one of the images from the calendar. And of course, we all know that Fran was the lead artist on Strawberry Shortcake.
Of course, yeah.
And then she just disappeared.
Yeah.
She was never featured in the toy line. She never appeared in another animated special. And as a result, was very popular among doll customizers who felt like they needed a complete character collection. And so people often use Lemon Meringue dolls because of the blonde pigtails. It was an easy thing to do.
Of course.
But then in 2019, 2020, a company in Europe started doing a subscription service of the reproduction dolls, and Tea and Honey, for the first time, 40 years later, became a doll. So this is that doll there.
She is remarkable. Does she smell?
Yeah.
She does smell.
Does she? I never felt like there was much going on there,
No,
but
it's almost more floral than fruity.
yeah. So a little different from the dessert themed smells of some of the other dolls, but that's okay.
I love that she has glasses too.
Yes. Now, Tea and Honey was an interesting character. The glasses kind of played to this a little bit. She was portrayed as a scientist.
Okay.
And the interesting thing about her is that they said specifically in the special that she was from London, England. Now, later on, they introduced a lot of international characters, and the countries they were from were puns on actual country names. But this kind of brought the real world into Strawberry Shortcake in a brief moment, so that was kind of interesting. And like I said, she wasn't on a lot of merchandise, but one kind of interesting thing, she was featured in a set of what were called swap cards.
Oh,
that were sold in Australia.
Okay.
And I have a complete set here. It featured
course
every.
you do.
Of course I do. It featured every character that was in the Big Apple City special, and yeah. And so even some very minor characters are on these swap cards because this was early on and there weren't a lot of characters in Strawberry Shortcake at that point yet.
Right. Cute.
Yeah. So this record is actually the entire beginning to end recording of the animated special. So it's a little weird to listen to because stuff you might need to see.
The visual cues are not there.
And I remember when this special came out, I actually saw it when it debuted on television back in 1981. So for me, it was fine. Listening to this made sense.
Cool.
One more neat little thing that has featured Tea and Honey over the years. This is one of the most popular images because it has so many characters on it. The Pie Man's there, Orange Blossom is there. But Tea and Honey is on it, and as you can see, I'm wearing her today.
Yeah.
Another beautiful piece by Fran.
Very nice.
And you can actually see her signature on it there.
Oh, I love it when they have that little detail.
Right?
It's very sweet.
So yeah.
I thought it was really cool. Like we talked about Fig Boot in a previous segment, an obscure character.
Right.
Nobody really knows a lot unless you're like really in depth about
Right.
it. And yet, the new stuff that has come out, like the new games, seems to have these obscure characters in them.
They do. Now, there's two games that have come out. The first one that came out was Monopoly. And this one here does have a Tea and Honey square on it.
Yeah, okay.
So that's kind of cool. But Candyland just came out. And Candyland is unique. We'll put a picture of the board up on there afterwards. In that, with the exception of one pet who... I might be missing something. Maybe some sharp-eyed person can find her. But with the exception of one pet, every single character that was ever featured in the animation, other than a couple of truly minor ones that weren't really part of anything, are featured on this game board. And Tea and Honey is right there at the very beginning as they're leaving Big Apple City.
Yay, very cool. Very cool. I love that they are bringing this stuff back so like a new generation can get into it as well.
And what I love about this, sometimes lately I have found that the social media isn't what it could be. They sometimes get character names a little wrong, or they get some details wrong. But whoever is doing this kind of thing has really nailed it, because they have mined the archives and they have brought out characters that have never been on merchandise before, which is really cool.
So thank you.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
We truly do, and keep doing it.
That is awesome. Now, it wouldn't be a Toy Boy segment without having something that is like mind-blowingly extraordinary, rare, and cool. So please share with us the next thing, because this is impressive.
Well, I try to provide something interesting when we do this. This is just some character study art of Tea and Honey. This is a print of a photograph of something in a binder from Frances Kariotakis, her archive.
Right.
So this is courtesy of her daughter Elena that I'm able to share this. So this is kind of interesting, but what's really cool, in 1983, they introduced an international line of characters for Strawberry Shortcake. There were 5 different ones. There was Cafe au Lait, who was Mexican. There was Mint Tulip, who was Dutch, but of course, where they were from, there was some names on it.
Yeah.
But one of the interesting things was a set of twins that was introduced named Lem and Ada. They were British, so we're already starting to see a connection here.
Okay.
We have recently discovered, as Elena and her family go through Fran's papers, that there were multiple concepts for international characters that never saw the light of day.
Ooh.
So we might be sharing some of that in the future.
Okay.
But one of them did see the light of day. It just underwent a massive evolution. The earliest iteration of Lem and Ada were called Tea and Honey.
Okay.
So that was kind of an interesting discovery for us to make. They had a little pet bee called Crumblebee. Now it's interesting, when this doll came out, for the first time ever, a pet was named for her, and his name is Bumble Tea. So they kind of went with similar wordplay.
Okay.
But Tea, Honey, and Crumblebee were something that massively evolved into the Lemon Ada that we all know and love. And I thought this was just a great little discovery, and that it was too good not to share with the collecting community.
And it even has like the Pantone
Right?
color palette, so that you know exactly what color, because when you copy something or photograph something, like it's never its true color, but now you can see exactly what color things are.
And it's such a neat piece of history, because of course, as Fran went and did further completed art of these characters, this would have been information she used as she created that artwork. And she did create an absolutely beautiful signature piece of Lemon Data that we'll put up on the screen for people to see, so we can see how Tea, Honey, and Crumblebee evolved into Lem, Ada, and Sugar Woofer.
Okay, well, thank you again so much for bringing all these beautiful artifacts in. It's fascinating to see, and you know, for a newbie to the Strawberry Shortcake world, I love seeing these obscure little characters.
They're so much fun, aren't they? I'm so happy to be able to share these with you and with everybody.
Yeah, they're great. Okay, I gotta get one more sniff in.